So, hello there and welcome to today's cookery class with our little quarters. We're going to do something for Easter today and we're going to do our Easter surprise cookies. It's a great little recipe, really easy, all in one and great to do with our little people. We're going to do some baking, we're then going to do some tasting and then it'll be up to you to post your delights this coming Easter Sunday. So, girls, what do we do first before we start cooking?
We wash our hands.
Okay, while the girls wash their hands, I'm going to preheat the oven. So, I'm just going to quickly run through our ingredients for today. Again, most of these should be brilliant just to keep in your store cupboard because they form the basis of so many sweet little delights that are really easy to do with our little ones. So, we have 500 grams of self-raising flour, 200 grams of butter, 200 grams of sugar, 200 grams of chocolate chips. We've got 10 grams of bicarbonate of soda and 1 egg. And this is a simple all-in-one cookie recipe. So girls, do you want to throw everything in, starting with your butter, please? And it's really important, make sure you take the butter out a good half an hour, 45 minutes before you're starting to use it, so it's at room temperature and a little bit soft. In goes the sugar. Followed by your chocolate chips. And your bicarbonate of soda. If you've not got bicarbonate of soda, baking powder is absolutely fine. And then lastly, if you want to crack your egg and put that in, but what do? We crack it into the bowl?
We crack it into a little bowl before we put it into the big bowl. Just in case there's any shells.
Absolutely.
Time to open your eyes. Take a look around. There is no light.
So the girls are just starting to mix their cookie dough together. Now, if you have got a KitchenAid or some form of Magimix, and for those little people, using one of them might be a little bit easier because this is a lot of cookie dough and it gets quite thick. So for those little muscles, they can get quite tired and it ends up you being the person who's got to mix it. So as we mix this, the butter's going to melt, the sugar's going to all come together and that egg is going to help to bind it. But what we should end up with is quite a thick kind of cookie dough rather than a soft battery type mix. And then we'll be ready to fill our cupcakes and then roll out for our lids. So once we've spent a couple of minutes just kind of mixing all of the ingredients together, the next thing is get those clean hands into the bowl. The heat from your hands will then start to help melt that butter, but not too fast. And what we're doing is we're kind of bringing it together, squeezing through the mix, and we want to start to get some kind of breadcrumb kind of texture to the flour mixture. But as we're doing it, we're bringing it together. And as you can see here, as we start to melt that butter, we're getting that thick cookie dough texture. So this is a good kind of 5 or so minutes to get that just perfect. Okay, Scarlett, you do some. Really squeeze that together. No need for Joe Wicks if you're making these cookies. It's a good upper body workout for these little quarters. So, whilst I finish just bringing Scarlett's cookie dough all together, you can see in Savannah's bowl, this is what we're looking for. So everything has now been well combined and you can see that quite thick, heavy cookie dough texture. Whilst I finish this little bit, the girls are going to lightly grease their pans, ready to start putting our mixture into. Really important to just get those muffin cases nice and greased, even though these are non-stick pans. Just adding that little bit extra just really ensures that it doesn't stick and ruin all that hard work. So a great way to portion up your cookie dough that gives you a nice even distribution inside the cases. Get an ice cream scoop, scoop it up. You've got kind of that kind of ball ice cream shape. Pop it straight in the middle and then work your way through, making sure and straight in. So the girls are just going to start to do that. With the remainder, we're then going to roll it out and cut out some lids. While Scarlett's doing hers, Savannah is going to start to unpeel some of her little cream eggs that are going to be our surprise, that are going to sit in the middle of our cookies. So while Savannah's filling her muffin cases with the cookie dough, Scarlett is just rolling out the remainder, and we need to be able to cut out 12 lids from this, and we're only looking at probably 1 centimetre or so deep, just to cover the top. So once we've got all of the dough into our muffin cases, what we're going to use is now, and I would recommend that the adults do this just to make sure we get a nice even spread. With both of your thumbs, you're just going to gently start to press the cookie dough down to the centre, and then using your other fingers, just pushing it up to the side so that we are spreading it around here, just like so. So press it down with the thumbs and then start to pull it up to the side. And we want a nice little hollow in the middle because that's where we're going to put our Easter surprises. So Scarlett's finished making her lids. So in each of these we've got some with our little Cadbury's cream eggs, and then we've taken an Easter egg that we've already got, and we're going to break it up and just pop a little bit over the top. In our other ones we've got some Maltesers in there, so this one will have like a crunch in the centre of it as well, and Scarlett's going to just break up that chocolate and fill each of these in. Once we've done that, we're going to take our lids and then we are going to place them over the top and just gently press them down just to join up that kind of cookie dough all together, so that when it bakes everything comes nicely together. Savannah's just finishing cutting her lids out, and then we're going to fill hers. So we've got our lovely little surprise Easter cookies ready to go into the oven. But as you'll see here, we've got a little bit of excess dough. So waste not, want not, we're going to make a batch of chocolate chip cookies, which we'll simply roll out, cut, put onto a baking tray that's been greased, or if you've got greaseproof paper, and then we'll pop them in the oven probably for about 12 minutes. But before we do that, let's get these into the oven. So we're at the taste test time of the cooking. Now, with ours, you can see we've got them all here piled high. The girls have chosen theirs. We are serving with ice cream, and we are going to dribble with a little chocolate sauce. Now, obviously, this is a treat for our little quarters, so Easter Sunday will be a perfect time to enjoy. So girls, would you like to start tasting? Let's see. Now just be careful, if you've got Maltesers in the middle, then that honeycomb, or if you use a crunchy, that honeycomb will go really, really sticky inside. Things like Rolos or just the chocolate or the cream eggs just work absolutely just wonderful in there, but it's very, very sweet. So I hope you've enjoyed our recipe today, but let's see what the girls say about it all. Girls?
Oh, so good.
So good. Crispy on the outside,
It's amazing.
gooey on the inside.
I can't really taste which one I've got. I think it's the Malteser.
The Maltesers.
I've got
Is the
cream egg.
honeycomb chewy?
Very. I've got the cream egg.
Cream egg is good.
Yeah.
Shall we wish everybody a happy Easter?
Yeah.
Happy Easter, everybody, and
Happy
stay
Easter.
safe.
Happy Easter.